G87 M2 for quite a few months now. And the main purpose of this car was to buy one as a development car. So in these 3 months, we've been finding problems with the car or things that could be better. And one of the first things we noticed was there is a big problem with the wheel arch with this car. Now what we've got in there, we've actually got some coilovers and we've actually got some bigger wheels, and since we've lowered it, even just a little bit, we found that the wheel was rubbing constantly on the inner wheel arch. Now behind each bumper you actually have 2 auxiliary coolers. You've got one on this side and one on the other side. Now BMW from factory have implemented a grille and some fins behind these auxiliary to help with cooling. The problem with that is it massively decreases clearance between the wheel and the wheel arch. Now right now the car is sitting a little bit lower than it would if it was on the floor, but as you can see we are already touching the wheel arch. Now this bit isn't the biggest problem, but there are some fins behind the auxiliary grille, and they become a real big problem. This is by no means an aggressive setup, and we had huge issues. So what we've done is we've made our own kit to remove those fins and replace the grille with something a lot more suitable, and this will stop your rubbing, which I'm sure you would have noticed on your G87.
So let's take a better look at the problem and let's show you how to fit these wheel arch vents. So the first step is to remove the wheel. Now we have already installed one side of these to make sure that they fit properly, and this is how it's sitting, but we're going to remove both wheel arch covers and show you exactly how to do this. Now luckily BMW made this job a lot more simpler and they split the wheel arches in 2, so you all you need to do is remove the front half. This is held on by a bunch of 10mm screws.
We've got both the arch liners here. Ideally we would like to have a stock one to show you the 3 different processes, but unfortunately this isn't something you can redo. So we've cut them up to make sure that everything fits well, and all you need to do is just neatly just cut the fins out and you'll be left with a gap like this.
So we do apologise that we couldn't show the exact process of removing the fins, but we actually use a pair of snips, but you could also use a Dremel or anything that you find that would be more useful.
You know, I found the best way to cut these out was with a sharp Stanley blade. You get a lot of the material out with a set of big side cutters, so you can cut out most of the material inside, and sort of for a nice neat finish. I used like a basically brand new Stanley blade. And it seems to cut them out quite nice. You wouldn't really tell from a distance away.
Now installing the grille is as simple as it sounds. Just place on the grille and just mark out the 7 bolt holes. We do include all the bolts and the nuts in the kit, so just choose the correct size drill bit for these bolts. So once you've drilled out all 7 bolt holes, you can actually install the grille and we can actually start putting on the nuts and the bolts. One thing to notice here is that we would put the bolts from the inside out. This does make it a little bit trickier to install and tighten the nuts, but you actually won't see the nuts, you'll see the hex head of the bolts, and that makes it a lot cleaner when it's installed on the car. Just like the one we're using in this video, a set of long reach Allen keys would go down a trick. So nylon nuts are also included in the kit, so you won't have to worry about these working their way loose. Once you've got all them bolts in, you can start to put the wheel arch back in and the job is complete.